And welcome back to Sports Edge. We are at the Connecticut Open here in New Haven, and a familiar face, a guy who loves coming back to New Haven, is with us now, James Blake. And James, you retired a year ago. How's retired life treating you?
Oh, it's been great. It's an interesting every day getting up, so I'm not sore every day and having to worry about the schedule of planning out my hits and my meals and everything. And it's completely different than having the regiment that I did. And now it's a ton of fun. I loved what I did for so long, and now I'm embracing the new chapter in my life.
And you're back in New Haven this week to take on Andy Roddick, Jim Courier, and this fun little event going on. Just talk about that. You guys must love getting together again and hitting it around.
Yeah, we love getting together. We practice together too, so we all still know each other's games pretty well, and the intensity's still there once we get playing. But the preparation isn't exactly the same. We don't have the same singular focus like we used to. We all have different parts of our lives to focus on now, and tennis is still what got us together and what makes us kind of who we are. So we all love being out here playing and having some fun while we do it.
Do you miss the competitive side of it? Is there a party that wakes up and wants to go out and play in a final?
Yeah, I mean, really, the biggest thing I miss is that adrenaline rush, that competition, the feeling of being prepared. Once you go into a final and you know you've done everything you can to prepare for it, that for me is what I miss. But I was lucky enough to have that for 14 years, and most people don't get that opportunity. So I knew the career was a finite one and one that ends at a pretty early stage in your life. So I was lucky enough to have that for so long, and now I play golf instead for my adrenaline rush.
How are you at golf?
Not very good.
Okay. Who is, really?
Yeah.
When you come back here to New Haven, a lot of success here. They love you here. What kind of emotions bubble to the surface?
Just so many positive memories. I won the event twice here and had such a great feeling with the fan support at that time and doing it so close to home. I really have special memories of this place, and it seems almost blasphemous for a Harvard guy to come in and have such fond memories of Yale, but it's just the way it is for me.
It's okay. We won't tell anybody. When you look back at your career, I'm sure you had time to reflect a little. What's the defining moment?
Well, for me, it's winning the Davis Cup, being a part of that team, just because tennis is such an individual sport. You get so few opportunities to compete as a team, and when you really care about your teammates and you're doing it for your country, it's something that's so special to you. So for all of us, for myself and Andy Roddick and the Bryan twins, to do that together, to me, that's a moment I'll never forget.
I thought about the U.S. Open, so I was wrong.
Yeah, no, I figured. Unfortunately, that's probably the most memorable match as a fan would be my match with Andre Agassi, and unfortunately for me, that was a loss. So it's not. I don't want to put that at the top of my list, but I do think that's one of the tops in terms of for the fans and for tennis.
What did the game of tennis teach you?
It taught me a lot. It taught me about opening doors that I never thought would be open. It taught me about humility. You go out and you feel like you're in such a small world, and as you get outside of that, you realize there's such a bigger world outside of it. I was proud to be a part of that world and to be focused on tennis. But then you realize there's a lot more to life afterwards, which is something that's great because I love having a singular focus at a time, and then realizing there are other things in the world.
Career-wise, it opens some doors. What do you want to do now with the rest of your life, if you will? Yeah,
I'm not sure. I may want to try to take your job and be a broadcaster. We'll see. But no, I don't really know. I'm talking about possibly doing that or possibly getting into finance. I was an economics major at school, and we'll see. There's some possibilities out there, and like I said, tennis opened a lot of doors for me, so I'm lucky to have that.
You want to manage my money?
Possibly. If I take up the finance role, I'll be calling you for that.
Okay. And last thing, you've probably gotten a lot of time to spend with your wife and the girls.
Yes.
That's got to be one of the bonuses of being retired.
That's unbelievable. I know how lucky I am. I joke that my oldest daughter is spoiled because she's had both parents around her whole life, and she's gotten to see us all the time. And the flip side is I'm spoiled. I'm spoiled to be a 34-year-old dad that's actually home all day, that wakes my daughter up and that puts her to bed. And most guys my age aren't doing that. They're rushing home to maybe get 30 minutes with their kids, and I'm so lucky to have that opportunity at this stage of my life.
Well, James, thanks for the time. I appreciate it.
Thank you. My pleasure.
All right. We'll be